Your walk is part of a national campaign to help for
It
this
is.
cause.
It
When was
is.
that started? When was the first walk
It was
done?
started 3 years ago, and now there are just about 12 locations across the country where various family members have gotten involved to host walks within their local cities. The main event happens in Morristown, New Jersey, and then all of these other family events started sprouting up because everyone was interested in getting involved.
I'm Larry King. My guests today are Jeffrey and Brandy Evans. They're here with me to talk about the work they do with the CJD Foundation.
It's a disease, neurological disease, that is considered rare. In fact, there's about 300 cases a year in the United States, and unfortunately it impacts Brandy and her family. Brandy's dad passed away 5 years ago from the disease.
Did his family members have it too?
His brother had it as well as my grandfather. So we are impacted by the familial form, and it's just something that weighs on each of us every day, but our mission in doing something about it was getting involved and making an impact.
This coming October 6th will be our 4th annual Strides for CJD walk, which we hold at Beverly Hills High School. Each year it's grown. It started 4 years ago. I describe us as 30 people walking aimlessly around the Rose Bowl. And today, last October, we had over 200 people come out to support us, and we raised over $40,000 for research. All of that money goes directly to the foundation.
Now, the problem in research is, these are called orphan diseases, right? Will drug companies invest money to find a cure that affects so few people?
Hopefully, that's our goal, to get more people involved and to raise that awareness so that physicians, researchers want to take that step and help find answers and eventually a cure. And I think it's a lot like in life today. We need to come together to get to the end result, and hopefully that's something that can happen for the overall success of the research behind this disease.
Our mother was the light of our family. She was an amazing grandmother, wife, mom, sister, and so much more. She loved to entertain, have family over, and was always ready for the next adventure. Her name Amal means hope in Arabic, and us being Lebanese inspired us to name our events Hope for CJD. We had no idea what CJD was prior to my mom's illness, and once we lost her, we did some research, and we were stunned. After realizing how critical fundraising is for CJD, we knew we had to take part. This is our second year in fundraising, and there are 3 events that we hold to help us reach and surpass our goals. Last year, we were able to raise over $13,000. It was amazing, and this year, over $10,000. The first event that we host is called the Pop-Up Shops at a local brewery. A collection of artisans and Etsy shops are invited to sell their wares, and the event features shopping, raffles, treats, and of course, beer. The second is held at a local Mexican restaurant. Proceeds from dinner are donated towards our goal as well. We have raffles, tequila tastings, and it's a really fun family dinner. People really enjoy this one. The star of the show is our Hope for CJD 5K. This event features a 5K walk in our hometown in Massachusetts, a DJ, loads of raffles from local businesses graciously donated by them, a visit from a princess, and lots of food. It's a really fun day. Fundraising in memory of our mom means the world to us, not only for her but for other families as well. We know how important it is to get the word out about CJD, and we need people to also do the same.
I want to talk about you and what you're doing and how you have become involved.
I don't know where my journey will take me, but the seed of
None of us do, right?
Yeah, the seed has been planted. There is enough education. I feel very strongly about being there for family members who might really, need this support. the support group that I attend in New York City once a month from the CJD Foundation, by the way, cjdfoundation.org.
And I'll repeat it.
Yes, they have a monthly meeting. And I see myself as an advocate. I see myself as an educator, as being an educator.
In memory of Diana Hunter, who died of prion disease in 2017, family friend and Dallas Cowboys safety Byron Jones represented the CJD Foundation through My Cause, My Cleats.
At Adidas, we have the ability to change lives through sport and bring our athletes' story and message to the forefront in a process such as My Cause, My Cleats. Working with the athlete is what is most important because we are their hand in representing what they want. To bring that idea to light is always a good feeling.
When Bibi Wheat lost her husband Ken to CJD, she became determined to make the diagnosis process easier and the prognosis more hopeful for other families. After learning more about the disease at a CJD Foundation family workshop, she approached her husband's doctor and requested that the foundation be permitted to host grand rounds at his hospital. As a result, Bibi was invited to tell her personal story to a summer pre-med group at Wake Forest. She told the students about Ken, a teacher, coach, school principal, father and grandfather who loved to plan their clan's annual beach vacation. She described to the students Ken's progression from fatigue and weakness to gait changes, memory loss, and vision loss. She shared the struggle to get a diagnosis and the painful experience for the family. She shared with the students her son's words. We were fighters, willing to fight for his recovery, but with the diagnosis, we quickly had to move to acceptance that this disease would take his life. Bibi said, this was a very harsh reality for our family. She ended with, my wish for CJD is this: greater awareness, support, research, treatment, and cure. Today, Bibi continues her quest to have Wake Forest University and other hospitals offer medical education on CJD. For years, Bob and Marie Kasai have shared the benefit of their professional expertise and knowledge of CJD through medical and funeral education programs. They've presented at conferences around the country on behalf of the CJD Foundation. They're also interviewed in educational videos viewed at institutions around the U.S.
Marie Kasai is a nurse who's an infection control specialist. Her husband, Bob Kasai, is a funeral director. They both encountered Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease in their work, but they became well acquainted with it when Marie's mother died of CJD.
Watching my mother die of this disease was probably the most difficult thing I've ever had to do because there was absolutely nothing I could do to help her other than to make her comfortable.
As an infection control nurse, Marie knows the facts about CJD, but many of her colleagues don't. She hears questions at work from staff members who aren't always so easy to convince.
It's the fear that this disease is contagious from one person to another or from body fluids to another. That is the biggest fear.
But we know now simply that isn't the case. Unless a healthcare provider comes in direct contact with infected brain or spinal tissue, there is no cause for alarm.
Veronica Oberdorf has faithfully staffed our nighttime and weekend helpline for many years. A longtime member of the CJD Foundation board, she has supported grand rounds, family workshops, and other programs, and has been a wonderful supporter of family members on a one-on-one basis. Janine Cook has hosted numerous events to raise funds for CJD research and other programs. In connection with the fall 2017 fundraiser she hosted with the Thompson family, Janine participated in radio interviews about CJD, her husband's story, and fundraising for research. After losing her mother to CJD in 2007, Nikki Bland and her family quickly immersed themselves in the prion disease community. She armed herself with facts about prion disease and began to advocate for CJD surveillance funding and to support families and raise funds for research. Nikki and her family hosted the first ever walk for CJD called Footwork for CJD. They have also hosted golf outings in Pittsburgh and West Virginia, funded 2 research grants, and they are currently grant builders. Nikki attends conference each year and follows developments in the prion field. Inspired by the impact of CJD on the families she's met, Nikki went back to school and is now pursuing a Master of Public Health degree. Last year, during an urgent call for Congress's support in restoring funding to CJD surveillance, she and her dad met with Congressman McKinley of West Virginia. Over years of advocacy visits, they had built his understanding of CJD issues. Thanks to their visit in 2017, Congressman McKinley lent his support to renewed CJD surveillance funding and even tweeted about their meeting. In 2013, Sydney, a young student from Buffalo, Wyoming, lost her grandmother to CJD. Sydney was 11 at the time. Students at her middle school and high school each choose a subject to become expert on over the course of their middle and high school career. Sydney has been researching CJD since she was in the 6th grade and will continue studying it for the next 3 years. Now 16, Sydney also used CJD as the topic for her 4-H presentation. She placed 5th at the state level. Sydney plans to enter the project in the county fair, where she will have an interview judging, and then the board will be on display for the week. She hopes it will also be exhibited at the state fair. The CJD Foundation is very grateful to families who donate medical education grants to sponsor grand rounds at hospitals around the country. These include the Amangero family in memory of Marcus Amangero, Janine Cook in memory of Davy Cook, Steve Nivens in memory of Stephanie Nivens, Cookie Stuyvesant in memory of Tom Stuyvesant, and the Mary and Jeffrey Smith Family Foundation in memory of Jeffrey Smith.